Hello everybody, I'm Taylor Tommila. Welcome back to my RC channel. I have a very special video today. We're going to teach you how to break in a new Nitro engine. And also a little treat for you is my special guest and probably new co-star to the channel, Blake Stark.
You've heard in a few words, like Silent Bob.
He is like Silent Bob. That's why I call him Lunchbox. So, let's get to the video. So I'm here with Blake, and we're going to be talking to you a little bit about breaking in a Nitro motor. Now the truth is, there really isn't a definitive way to prove any one single way is the best way. There are a lot of good ways, and a lot of different strategies for those, and also a lot of videos come with those on the subject. But most of them probably work pretty well, but for today, me and Blake are going to be taking you through the way that we do it. Okay, so let's explain to you guys and gals what we're going to be doing for each tank, how to run the car as we're breaking it in, and also we're going to be telling you and showing you how to do it, and we're going to tell you the why, and what the most important thing is how to avoid damaging your brand new engine.
Do have patience. Don't be impatient.
Exactly. And just remember too that this is a loose guide, so we are not liable for anything, but if you do follow the plan, it should work out just perfect.
We're idiots.
We are. So let's get to the part where we're going to be showing you what tools we're going to be using. Alright, so first things we're going to be going through is you're going to need your engine. Okay? This is the engine we're going to be putting in today. And when you get your engine, you need to put it in your car, obviously. But there is a video on my channel showing you how to do this. So I will put the link in the description below on how to do that. Next thing you're going to need is you're going to need fuel and a fuel bottle. Now, the important thing to remember about fuel is we're using 20%. So whenever the fuel you're going to use, make sure you use that fuel for the lifetime of your engine itself. Paper towels, a temperature gun.
What's the percentage on the fuel?
It's 20%.
Why do we use 20% fuel on the car?
You tell me.
Well, if you use 10%, it's a little low.
Okay.
If you're using 25%, 30%, it's a little high.
Okay.
Well, 20% is kind of in that area. It's kind of the middle.
Okay.
So we're using 20% fuel, make the engine last longer. We use 30% fuel, I'm going to kind of shorten that half the time.
Okay. All right. And then you're going to need to have 2 glow igniters, well, 1 obviously, but we have 2 just in case, because during the process this will suck down the battery of your glow igniter. So have 2 of those on standby. I have 2 versions of a flathead screwdriver. One's a little skinnier to get thick, and one's a little longer to get to the HSN or the high-speed needle and to the low-speed needle. And if you don't know what those are, I'll show a diagram to you on the screen right now showing you exactly where they are positioned on the engine, because it's very important to know where your high-speed needle is, your low-speed, and your idle screw.
Extra glow plugs to it.
And a 4-way wrench, which on the 4-way itself, it has these little nifty screw holes right there for your glow plugs. So it's good to have an extra one of those, because through this process you will probably more than likely foul a glow plug. And also a rag, because if you don't have the optional things like a starter box or a rotostart system on the back of your Nitro engine, a rag is going to come in handy for keeping your hand from getting blisters from pulling on the pull start. Also, you're going to want to have your transmitter have fully charged batteries in it, making sure that that doesn't die at all during the process. Also, if you're using a hump pack in your Nitro, make sure that's fully charged. And then also, if you're not using hump pack, the batteries you do put in there for your servo controls are fully charged.
And rechargeable. Don't use non-rechargeable batteries just because you can't use them afterwards if you don't.
Exactly.
I always use rechargeable batteries. Use rechargeables for everything. It's important to have a 0.5 millimeter gap in your carburetor settings so that the idle is not too high, it's not too low, it's just perfect. And that having your needle, high-speed needle, at flush. Most engines require you to have a flush needle settings, but if you want to check, screw it inward until you feel a little resistance, and then make sure you are counting each screws as you turn. So half turn 1, 1 turn, half turn 2, 2 turns. Make sure you count how many you went in, because that's going to be your stock setting for pulling the needle out. As for your low speed needle, don't touch it. If you're looking at our video wanting to know how to do engine braking, you clearly don't have the experience of messing with this needle. As for your idle needle, that is what the gap is for. If the gap is too big, then you need to shorten out your idle. If the gap is too small, you need to widen it out. Make sure that your carburetor slide is always closed when you're doing this. That way you get the right amount of gap.
Okay, with your Nitro engine properly installed in your car and the linkage is all set up, and the last thing you need to do is attach your muffler. Now, braking your engine is critical for long-lasting performance for your RC vehicle. This process should take, what, generally
3 to 4 hours.
3 to 4 hours, so make sure you clear your schedule for that portion of your day. And it takes between a good break-in between 6 to 7 tanks of fuel. Now, make sure you do this and be patient about it, right? Because
when I first got my first RC car, I wasn't patient at all. Didn't mess up.
I mean, I was neither. I mean, when I first got this car, I was like, just, let's take it out, let's take it out, let's go, let's go. Didn't have the patience for it, and I'm glad
if you're watching this, if you don't have an RC car yet, be like this guy wanting to go out and get a Jado.
Yeah.
Big mistake. He didn't do it.
I was this close. I was this close to getting that Jada. But then I, screwed up even worse and got an OFNA. So I guess you really can't go wrong where I'm standing. So let's get to this breaking this stuff in. Okay, so the first thing you need to do after you installed your engine is put fuel in your vehicle. So do that, fill your bottle up here. Have a friend help you out by holding up your gas lid there. Okay, so important thing to do as well is to make sure that this is properly sealed, okay? Because you want as much compression as possible to get this thing started. So take your car to where it's easier for you to get it in your hand. Take a rag or your thumb. Have a buddy help you out by pulling your car down. Get that slow pull of fuel. That quickly. So after that's done, we'll get started in the engine. Put your box up here like this car. One thing you need to point out too is that your car will be experiencing things called break-in pains, and that means your car will be very, very temperamental. And I mean by that means it won't start, it will last for 3 seconds and turn off, or it won't even start. So again, like we said earlier in the video, be patient, because the main part of this thing is to be patient. Give a little gas to make sure fuel in the carburetor.
Really cool.
Yeah, the temperature currently outside is right now is pretty freaking cold. About 60 to 56 degrees outside right now. So once you get your engine running, set your idle screw to a little higher than normal to let the engine warm itself up. If you need to, take the blow igniter and leave it on here for a little while longer to heat up the combustion chamber. Go ahead and do that. Okay, you're going to want to make sure that your car is running really rich. It's also important to make sure that your high-speed needle is set to a specific setting that your engine manufacturers tell you to do so, like we explained to you in the beginning. I believe that this engine is actually, the LRP is 4.5 turns out from being flushed. So we'll have to make sure we do that. All this nasty ass stuff right here. Go ahead and show that. Okay, now that you're done with your first tank as completed, you should stop the engine either by, if it's out of fuel, or you can stop by plugging your finger over the muffler hole here. And there's other ways you can stop your engine, but those are the two safest ways to do it.
You also pinch your fuel line.
Exactly. Once it's all through the first tank of fuel, what you'll need to do is set your phone or stopwatch or anything on between 10 to 15 minutes. Let your car cool down. Also, tilt your car to the side like this and let all the oil and fuel run out of the muffler. So once the engine's stopped, I want you to do is to make sure that the piston is set at bottom dead center. And what that means is making sure that the piston is down and out of the compression area sleeve. You'll know when this happens when the flywheel here will rock back and forth nice and easy. And the real reason for this is to make sure that as your engine cools and the sleeve compresses, the sleeve is not compressing the piston. If the engine is at top dead center, and when everything cools down, the engine will be basically stuck and can cause damage to the piston, which is something that you definitely don't want to do with your brand new engine. Okay, so the first 3 tanks are finished and done. Now comes the next part of the break-in process, and that's going to be actually tuning it on the ground as it's in motion. So we're going to get on that. Trick is to find a nice open area to do some figure eights in without having to worry about running into anything or going off road or getting ran over by other cars. I mean, you're not giving a lot of gas now, right? You're just
giving gas, period.
Is that the idle?
That's just the throttle trim being up a little bit.
Just turn the throttle trim up so you don't have to really hold down the throttle.
I think I gotta worry about braking and trimming. You go a little bit too slow, give a little bit of gas.
Alright, tank 4 is completed, so let's take a little temperature reading here. Ran it for 15 minutes, 15-minute cool down. I gotta stress that too. In between filling the car up, you need to have a 15-minute cool down. So set a timer on your watch or your phone or whatever. But that's the current temperature of my car engine right now. That is not bad at all. That is excellent. Now taking the temp gun temperature is also a point to fact. Just do it down the center and hit the laser right where the glow plug is. So it's about 120. And then you can shine it about the base of the engine, right there, and you can tell that the base of the engine is a little bit more hotter. There. So what I'm going to do here in between engines is take my glow plug out. So we'll take that out real fast. Okay. And then take your run after oil or Marvel's mystery fluid like I use. Take a couple of the drops here, drop that stuff right down in the engine. Just 2 or 3 drops. Doesn't have to be anything huge, you know, just enough to get that lubrication, because we are trying in fact to break this engine in and get the metals nice and expanded so they're used to being at that expansion. So put my glow plug back in, and then just take your hand and be pretty cool right now, so pull it all. It's cycling that oil through there, and then we'll let that cool down for a 15-minute timer, and then we'll start on the last tank. That'll be the 5th tank, and that will be the tuning, the high-speed tuning, which will be giving a little more gas. So get to that next. And just keep doing this over and over until your tank runs out, making sure that it's rich. Should see a lot of blue smoke coming out the back of your tailpipe there, indicating that it is indeed super rich. So it's like that blue pill of smoke that's right there. That's a good sign. That means it's super rich and it's breaking the engine in perfectly. How it lingers too. You can often tell by the smoke how it lingers. Okay, now you've successfully broken in your car. You've gone through roughly 6 tanks of fuel, making sure that you've keeping the engine nice and rich, and making sure your engine is between 160 to 220 degrees. And probably between the next quart to 2 quarts, even half gallon, at some point near that half gallon mark, your engine may richen up considerably. What some racers call nitro dropping the nuts. So basically, that's when the piston's finally fully broken in and seated into the sleeve. At that point, you'll be able to lean out your engine and put the full race tune on it, and you should be good to go. So is there anything else you'd like to add for the viewers out here?
Don't lean on your engine for the first 2 gallons. Lean it out over time. Don't lean it out right away just because you want to go fast. Everybody wants to go fast. It takes time to go fast.
Doesn't
let it stay rich for a while, and then once you get past that 2 gallon mark, then you should be able to have it at full leaning. So in this case, full lean for this is 2.75 turns. Full richness is 5 turns out, and your idle should be fine. You really don't need to mess with the low speed needle unless you're a pro. I'm not. I'm an amateur.
Yeah, messing with that low speed needle is a recipe for disaster. And if you don't know what that means, is the low speed needle takes care of the engines from 0 to the halfway mark, and from the halfway mark the high speed needle kicks in and gets from the halfway mark to full throttle. So messing with that for that low speed needle can cause lots of problems for your engine as far as timing and making sure that it runs straight and smooth. So I hope this video was instructional for you. We had a lot filming it. It was kind of fun just to get out of the house and break the new engine in. The car's been sitting on the shelf for quite a while. So if you did like this video, be sure to share and like it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and make sure you watch out for the videos in the past. Future videos in the future. There we go. So anyway, I am Taylor Tommila, and this is my cousin Blake Stark, and you'll be seeing him in future videos hopefully. And anyway, have fun bashing and crashing. In the past.
There are so many different methods.
Hello everybody, I'm Taylor Tommila. Welcome back to my show. I have here guest yeah.
I'm not even singing yet.
Hello everybody. No. Alright.
Slap you for that. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do a script.
Alright, thanks for watching.
That's the end of the video.
So make sure you show your continued support by checking out our Facebook, Instagram, and Facebook.
We'll leave a link in the description below.
Exactly, and don't forget to check out these playlists over here.
Don't forget to subscribe up here and the feature channel down here.
Exactly, so have fun.